Pacelli. Ah, mil care Pacelli. Love it, love it, love it or leave it. We are celebrating the last remains of Western civilization in the waning days of the year 2012, while we still can, before it becomes, well, illegal to do so, because there's no question in January 2013, while it might not become illegal to listen to such music, it could be considered very, very politically, embarrassing to listen to it. You may have to listen to it in a closet somewhere or behind closed doors for fear that the government may find out that you're listening to this type of music. You should be listening to American music, multicultural music, music where there's monosyllabic content, music where there's, very few instruments so that the average person living here today can keep up with it. Simple tunes, popular tunes, tunes that make people happy, things they can sing while they're on crack, or things they can remember while they're stoned on medical marijuana. That's the kind of music that you want after 2013. Music that you cannot vote by. That's the important thing. Certainly not think. I believe that thinking itself should be considered suspect, and I think that anyone who engages in too much thinking in the year 2014 might have to be investigated by the New American Psychiatric Association. It could enter the DMSA, anyone who thinks too much. I think it could be a condition. Certainly there's an argument to be made that anyone who thinks too much is mentally deranged in a society where there is no thinking. Anyone who analyzes when they're not being paid to analyze, I mean, isn't that some kind of tic? Isn't that an OCD or something like that? Overthought correctionism? Or it's something to be thinking about, because there is medication to help you. If your mind races, you should understand that although Darwin's mind raced and many other famous people had what was known as swimming-mindedness, that's because they lived at a time before the American Psychiatric Association, before we had such superior medications that men like Darwin wouldn't have to think so much and be in such pain. The important thing to remember is that there's help. All you've got to do is reach out for it. Just reach out to the medical establishment. And then you won't suffer the pain that Marine suffered the other day who wrote those horrible things about big government on his Facebook page. Look what happened to him. I mean, he wrote things about big government not being what he wanted, and the next thing he knew, he was being arrested by the FBI and local police, handcuffed and thrown into a mental hospital. Because that's the way it should be in a new Soviet America. At least that's the way it was in the Soviet Union, and while we're not there yet, after 2013, that may become the norm rather than the exception. And, of course, the right-wing group, the Rutherford Group, the Rutherford Institute that intervened and got this Marine out of prison, although they have a right to do so now, they should have no right to do so. We should have no such right-wing civil rights organizations. In fact, by definition, civil rights must be controlled only by the Southern Poverty Law Center. They're the only group that should be trusted in America to define what is civil and what is right.